$120,000 approved.
Damn!
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Credit Plug channel. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well as smash the like button. Also, as a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is for informational purposes only. I did a previous video on the M&T Bank business credit card, and I'm going to share with you how you can go about obtaining an approval for a business line of credit with M&T Bank with very limited documentation. M&T Bank offers several business checking accounts. They have the simple checking for business, no monthly maintenance fees for 12 months. And they also have the tailored business checking with qualified activities where you could actually earn a $500 bonus. M&T Bank offers different business financing options. They have business credit cards, and they also have SBA loans available. Now, in today's video, we're going to go over the business lines of credit as well as the business credit card, but they also have term loans, equipment finance, and SBA, as well as farm and rural business loans. Now, again, you can also schedule an appointment to apply for a business line of credit, which is probably the best option. Now, they have lines of credit from a minimum of $5,000 all the way up to $950,000. Now, in terms of their business credit cards, they basically just have two different options. They have the business rewards and just the business card. So the business rewards earns 2% cash back for the first year. After the first year, it just earns 1.5% cash back thereafter. And right now, both credit cards do have an introductory APR on balance transfers and purchases for the first 12 billing cycles. All right, so right here, we're logged into the M&T online banking, the business line of credit with an available credit limit of $70,000, and then the business credit card with an available limit of $50,000. Now, the business credit card does earn 2% cash back, and it also has 0% APR on purchases as well as balance transfers. Now, with the line of credit, this is an interest-only line of credit, so you only pay interest on the amount that's outstanding or whatever amount that you draw on. Now, I also wanted to let you guys know that there is a $200 annual fee with the business line of credit, but not that big of a deal because, again, this is a tax deductible expense, and this does have an interest rate of 10.25%. And this is actually a little bit more competitive, I would say, even to Truist. 10.25% is not too bad for a revolving business line of credit. Now, let's say you want to draw funds from the business line of credit, right? Basically, what you would do is just do an internal transfer. So you're going to select the from account. So you're just going to go from the drop down menu, select the business line of credit, and then select the business checking account. So you can specify the amount that you want to transfer right here up to the available credit limit. And you can actually schedule it for a certain day. And this, in my opinion, is going to be much easier than trying to liquidate a credit card, right? Just get a line of credit and you could transfer from the line of credit to the checking account and then access the funds from the checking account. It's very straightforward. That's one of the reasons why I really like lines of credit, because it's just a lot more flexible if you do need cash instead of doing a credit card cash advance or doing one of these weird methods of extracting or liquidating a credit card. Now, in terms of the M&T business credit card, it has a 0% purchase APR as well as a 0% balance transfer APR. There is a cash advance APR of 27.49%. And so that's basically why I was telling you, instead of trying to liquidate a credit card where you're going to pay a very high cash advance APR, 27.49%. All you got to do is get a line of credit to supplement the credit card. So you could use the credit card for, transacting, or if you're going to swipe it. And then if there's something that really requires you to have cash access, then you use the line of credit. So if you have to use cash, you're not paying an exorbitant APR, 27.49% versus the 10.25% for the business line of credit. Now, in terms of the data points, M&T Bank does pull your personal Experian credit profile. Now, as you can see right here, these are two separate inquiries. And as I mentioned, the business credit card and the business line of credit are processed by two different departments, right? So it's not the same underwriting process. So they did wind up doing two separate hard inquiries, one for the business credit card and one for the line of credit. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So if you do want to get both a business credit card and a line of credit, it will be two separate inquiries. subsidiaries. Now, again, MNT Bank is a regional bank, and in order for you to apply for any of their business credit products, you do have to be an existing member. So you will have to open up a business checking account. And when it comes to supplying documentation, right, this is always going to be a very subjective sort of situation. So if you have an existing banking relationship where it shows deposits going into the account, you may be able to get just stated docs or stated income when you apply for a business credit card or business line of credit, versus if you are a brand new customer, the bank has no information and no data points on your business or you as an individual to really assess what type of borrower you are. Now, in that case, they may require more documentation. So whether you have to provide documentation or not, whatever numbers that you put into the application have to be accurate. Now, when I went through the process, the loan officer did not explicitly ask me to furnish any of these, tax returns or financial statements or anything like that. But again, I always have that type of information as a reference. So now, one of the differences between the business credit card application and the business line of credit application is the level of information that's required. So with the business line of credit information, they are asking you, for example, what your gross annual revenue was for the previous tax year. So in this case, it's 2023. They're going to go based off your 2022 tax return. Now, if you know those numbers off the top of your head, then maybe if you go in branch and apply, you can just reference those numbers. So the key pieces of information for the business line of credit, they're going to ask you for your previous gross annual business revenue. They're also going to ask for what's called a schedule of business debt. I've talked about this in other videos. A schedule of business debt is basically a list of all your existing business credit cards, business loans, business lines of credit, or any business debt that the business actually has. So they want to know, based off of your existing debt and your revenue, if you are able to cover debt service, right? So is there enough money left over for you to be able to not only repay your existing debts, but also repay this new loan or new line of credit or new credit card that you're about to get approved for? In addition to the schedule of business debt, they also will ask for a personal financial statement, right? So a personal financial statement just lists out your personal assets and your personal liabilities. So any personal debts that you might have, as well as any personal assets that you have. So that could be your stock portfolio, that could be real estate owned, that could be the cash in your accounts, retirement, whatever, right? And so pretty much as a beneficial owner, they just want to know, okay, if the business can't, repay the debt, you, the individual, have the ability to. So they're going to be asking for a little bit more information on the business line of credit application, right? Now, if you do decide to go in branch, right, the loan officer is literally keying the information into the application. It's not like they ask you to provide these documents beforehand. So when it comes to the personal financial statement, as well as the schedule of business debt, I'm not 100% sure if that information is even verified, because there were simply no supporting documents that were requested based off of the information that was given. Now, one of the things with MNT Bank is that they do provide decisions within 1 to 2 business days. However, you won't be notified of it online, right? You have to wait until you receive a letter in the mail before you even know what the outcome of the application is. So in my case, I actually received the checks for the line of credit before I actually got a letter saying, I was approved and for what amount and at what interest rate. Now, for those who might be outside of M&T Bank's geographic footprint, one thing you can do is what's called a foreign entity registration. Once you have a foreign entity registration within a state that fits their geographic footprint, then you can open up a business checking account. That's just one way around being outside of a geographic footprint, is doing a foreign entity registration. Now, again, this is not financial advice, but I'm just letting you know, if this is something that you're interested in and you're outside of that footprint, how you can actually start to build a banking relationship with M&T. Now, based off my experience, I think M&T Bank might actually be a viable regional bank for you to consider. They do have fairly competitive interest rates, even a lower interest rate than Truist on the same type of line of credit, and they're pretty generous in terms of their business credit card limit. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Let me know your comments and questions down below, and until next time, take it easy and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.